Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you are listening to today's Life After Her podcast episode with yours truly, Nicole and Sweeney. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are watching or listening to the Life After Her podcast for the very first time, let me introduce myself to you. I am an author, a podcaster, and an encourager, as well as a motivational speaker. If you are looking for a very good story and to be encouraged, I'm your girl. Tune in every Wednesday to hear about my story entitled Life After Hurt and to get some encouragement. So, for those of you who have been listening for the past 24 weeks, I thank you. Thank you for your ongoing support and being with me for this long. Now, today's podcast episode is entitled Move in Day. And if you have not been keeping up, I encourage you guys to go back and listen to the rest of the podcast episodes so you know what is going on. Now, move-in day was very, very special for the Black family. They had been homeless for several months and now they are moving into their home. They are so excited. God had aligned it in such a way that they met Miss Pearl, who was renting out the second floor of her home. So they move in on this particular day and they move in early in the school year. So Journee and her siblings did not have to go through another school year being homeless. So let me tell you about move in day. Have you guys ever moved into a home, a new place, a new space, or even into a new job or office, and you were just so excited about it? Well, that same feeling you had is the same feeling Journee and her siblings and her entire family had. They were just so excited to move into their new home. So let me tell you how it went. Mama and Papa Black decided to wait until the weekend to move Journee and her siblings in. They didn't want to do it during the weekday to disrupt their schooling, so they decided to do it on a weekend. Smart, right? Journee and her siblings were excited Saturday morning, waking up, knowing they were about to move into their own home after so long, after living with three of their relatives. So they woke up so excited. That morning, they had been staying with Grandpa Joseph. And what did he do? Grandpa Joseph Sr. made his infamous home fries with peppers and onions. That morning, they got up, they ate, they sat at the table, they were excited. And that would be their last time eating home fries with Grandpa Joseph, great grandma Jay, and Auntie V. So they sat at the table, they ate. Mama and Papa Black also wanted to make sure they showed their sincere gratitude to Grandpa Joseph Sr., to great Grandma Jay, and to Auntie V. So they thanked them tremendously for allowing their family to stay with them during such a trying and struggling time. It's not easy taking 8 people in. And Grandpa Jay, Joseph, great Grandma Jay, and Auntie V let them stay with them for a while. So they thanked them. The Black family gave their hugs to Grandpa Joseph Sr., great Grandma Jay, and Auntie V to show their gratitude. They get into the car, they pile into the car, they pile into Papa Black's car with their bag, their one bag of clothes and a couple of other items they had with them. So they pile into the car and they drive to their new home. They are so excited on the way to their new home. So they pull up to the house and Miss Pearl is standing on the porch. When they pull up to 83 Believer Street in Hopeville, New Jersey, Journee and her siblings are just so excited and just bubbling over with excited and happiness because they're about to set foot into their new home that they never seen before. They just heard Mama and Papa Black talking about their new home, and now they are excited to see it. So they get out the car and they meet Miss Pearl for the first time. So Mama and Papa Black introduce Journee and her siblings to Miss Pearl. And Miss Pearl is just astonished by the 6 children and how well behaved they were, for the most part. So Miss Pearl gives them a tour going into the house, and Mama and Papa Black are behind Journee and her siblings. So Miss Pearl walks them throughout the house to each room. They see that they have a huge backyard, which they have never, ever had before. They have a living room, which they had before, but they also have a nice dining room, which is new for Journee and her siblings. Not only that, they had carpet throughout the entire home. Well, for the most part. And they were excited about that. So they are giving a tour by Miss Pearl, and Journee and her siblings are what? Trying to claim what room was theirs. But guess what? Mama Black was not having it. She heard Journee and her siblings trying to claim rooms, and Mama Black was like, oh no, that's not happening. This is your room, this is your room, and this is your room. So how did the room breakdown go? I know you were thinking, I'm going to tell you. So, of course, Maven had his own room. He was the only boy. Journee and Strength shared a room together. And then lastly, Audacious, Joy, and Gracie shared the room. And all of Journee and her siblings, their rooms were on the second floor, and Mama and Papa Black's room was on the first floor. So once Mama Black straightened that out, Journee and her siblings had nothing to say. They kept their mouths quiet because when Mama Black spoke, you listened. So Miss Pearl finished up the tour with the Black family and she leaves the house. So happy that she was able to support and allow them to rent the space because now they have a home. So Miss Pearl leaves and Papa Black and Maven go out to the car to grab all of the bags that they had with them when they moved into their new home. Now, they didn't have much. All they had was a bag of clothes and probably a couple of blankets. Now, that evening had come, and guess what? Journee and her siblings and Mama and Papa Black did not have a TV. They didn't have any furniture. They had no food. And guess what? They had no lights. No lights. So when you say they were moving into a brand new space, starting from scratch, that's exactly what they were doing. But that did not faze them because they had one another. And that's the most important thing. So that evening, since they didn't have food, Mama and Papa Black ordered pizza and soda for them to eat. So Mama Black, being her amazingly motherly, creative self, she made a makeshift eating space for Journee and her siblings, as well as Papa Black. So Mama Black put a sheet down on the floor And they all sat on the sheet so they didn't mess up that nice white carpet so that they can eat their pizza. They sat down, ate as a family, and it was time to go to bed. So Journee and her siblings went into their separate rooms. And of course, the night couldn't end because Journee and her siblings were just so excited about moving into a new home. So, what did they do? Yes, y'all. They did not go to sleep. They were up giggling the entire night. So, let me tell you what Audacious did. That evening, they're in their separate rooms. They have the door open so that they can hear and talk to each other. Have any of you guys ever had siblings where you either shared a room or your rooms are right next to each other and you would leave your doors open to communicate with each other and just be silly and do sibling things? Well, if you did, you can relate to Journee and her siblings in this moment. So they left their doors open and they just were being silly and giggling. So Audacious tells this really corny, obnoxious joke, and Journee and her siblings all bust out laughing in this huge roar to the point where Papa Black left him and Mama Black's room and he came to the top of the stairs and immediately told them to be quiet and they better go to bed. Journee and her siblings, they kind of did that, but they started giggling a little quieter so that Papa Black or Mama Black didn't come back upstairs. They enjoyed that moment so much, and all because Audacious was being silly. Those were a lot of the moments that they had one another. But all in all, they were so excited about moving into their new home. And that is all I am going to give you guys for today's podcast episode entitled Move In Day, episode number 24. Okay. Now, today's affirmation is when God blesses you, He will redeem and restore everything as if it never happened. Let me repeat that one more time to make sure you heard what I said. When God blesses you, He will redeem and restore everything as if nothing ever happened. That is how amazing God is when He blesses us and gives us exactly what He needs. He would do it in such a way you will not remember the hardships. You will not feel those sad feelings anymore. You will truly and fully enjoy the manifestation of your blessing. So whatever it is that you are waiting on God for, just know when you get your blessing, it will be as if you never experienced any heartache or any hardships. So truly, truly enjoy it. Guys, thank you again for tuning in. Join me next week so we can talk a little bit more about what's going on with the Black family. And if you haven't done so, what are you waiting for? Get a copy of my book, Life After Hurt and Sisters Tell, so you can keep up. You can purchase it on Amazon or off of my website at NicoleSweeney.org. Guys, take care, be blessed, and remember that God is so very proud of you. All right, guys. Bye.